Good morning, weirdos. I am here. I am here. I am fairly awake, but I am here. Yes, yes, yes. I'm hired. A rake through my half a mop here. Well, good morning, good morning, good morning. Did you hear that? Yeah. Wow. Thing's squeaky, isn't it? Sheesh. What do we do here? That's wrong. Let's go. Let's set this here. And good morning. Is that you, Joey? What a day, what a day, what a day yesterday was. Copy, 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 copy. Coffee. I need my coffee. I need my coffee. Hello. Coffee. So, uh, things on Here in the Morning, season 3, are off to a weird start, episode 3 here. Normally, I would be playing the old-time radio shows today, but things have been kind of in a upside down situation lately. Uh, oh, wow. I did not warm that up. I must warm it. Warm, warm, warm. Rolling Stones, baby. Hard. Dude, totally. Fucking hell, man. Hey, somebody's watching and somebody gave me a thumbs up. I'll tell you where my thumb's been lately. Oh, no, really, 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 things have been really weird. Uh, so I took the last week off so that I could create that box for live stuff, and it's in the van. I was hoping that it was going to be back and forth between the van and the house so that I could use it in here to do my show. But unfortunately, it's too heavy, and I don't want to take it out of my box every week, put it back in, and take it out, and put it back, and take it out. So the box stays in the van during the duration of my live mobile stuff. Um, and I am probably going to be getting a Chromebook to help me do live stuff here at home. Chromebooks are small, they're cheap, they're easy to use. And all I need is something to take me from this computer to live. So if I've got a Chromebook, I can take this computer and go through that Chromebook to go live. And then I can still utilize my system here to bring in graphics and to bring in sound and stuff and still do the old time radio show. So this week is kind of a limbo state. In fact, we might call season 3 the limbo season because it's probably going to be weird, and I may end season 3 as soon as I get my act together and kind of put the show back together. Yeah. So those of you who have been paying attention I went to the dentist yesterday. I had this tooth in the back, upper right tooth, that had just been dangling there for a while. Uh, it had lost a lot of gum around the tooth, um, and just wanted to come out. So therefore, the gum around the tooth had been trying to get rid of the tooth, right? I've never been through this before. This was weird. So I got this tooth back there, and it wants to come out, but I'm too scared to just yank it out because I'm older now, and who knows what could happen, right? So I wait and I wait and I wait, and I finally get a visit to the dentist. And this tooth had been in there wanting to. I mean, he literally my wife put it out, and it just came right out. Didn't bleed, didn't do anything in there. And I got home to replace the cotton, and I pulled it out to show my daughter, and there was not one speck. It had already healed. It had already been healing behind the tooth that's pushing it out, right? So, in that respect, I got lucky. I got no pain, and I got no bleeding. The hole is pretty much healed. So awesome. I couldn't do anything. I couldn't move. I couldn't eat. I couldn't sleep. I couldn't drink. I couldn't do anything with it. This tooth back there just bugging me, right? Hold my face when I'm brushing my teeth so that I can, not just pop that tooth out with the toothbrush. It was crazy. It was crazy. But now I'm all better. At some point, we'll be going back to talk to the doctor about dentures. Yay. But we'll wait on that for a little bit. Uh, if that's going to be the case, I'm going to have to bust out some music here and record some songs before my mouth changes, because that's going to make it a little bit difficult to sing the way I normally sing. So the way I sing now is going to become a thing of the past, which is kind of a bummer. But you got to keep looking forward, thinking positive. Um, the bummer is that I'm going to be for about 6 months. I'm going to be screwed on the eating situation, which means I'm going to lose a lot of weight. And I've already lost a lot of weight. I have lost too much weight, in fact. Uh, a year or so ago, I weighed myself and I was at 235. Now I'm at 180, fully dressed. My normal weight was 185. So there's something going on there. I imagine that a lot of this had to do with my tooth, and my eating habits probably had a lot to do with my tooth and my staying up late and doing all of this video stuff. It keeps me from wanting to eat, basically. You know, my wife and daughter are constantly coming to me and saying, "Have you eaten anything? Would you like to eat something today? Can I make you an egg? Dad, I'm gonna make a sandwich. You want one?" And quite honestly, most of the time I'm like, probably not. You know, it is what it is, baby. What are you gonna do, Bubba? Not a whole heck of a lot. May the 1st. I don't go in for that Star Wars shit. It is just May Day. Mayday, Mayday. Uh, yeah, you're not gonna try to sell me on a bunch of bullshit because of a day. It's National Hot Dog Day. Well, we better go out and eat some hot dogs, man. Give me a break. National Star Wars Day. Pardon me. No, thank you. No, thank you. I enjoy Star Wars, the movie, and the first three movies. That's about it. I was really, really excited for the sequels in the 90s, the prequels for Star Wars. And then it was kind of anticlimactic because of the Disney-esque plots and characters and stuff. You can totally tell that by then he had already given himself over to, making it a children's frickin' series. And it started off a pretty heavy serial, and then by the end of the series, the first three movies, it had already gone to, yeah, let's please the children, you know. Okay. If that's what you got to do to sell, you know, sell it, whatever. But I pretty much fell out of like with Star Wars by the end of the first three movies. Now the second three movies that came along, snooze fest. Um, you can watch them once and go, oh yeah, that's neat. By the time we get into the last three movies of the Star Wars series, I'm done. I mean, they are just like they're just totally screwing it up, you know. And good for George Lucas for just fucking saying, you know what, fuck this. I can't do it the way I want to do it because everybody else has their own vision, you know, including me. And it's his own fault. He should have stayed on it. He should have stayed, you know, producing these fucking things the way he wanted to do and not given in to, you know, Disney special effects bullshit. Yeah. I mean, Industrial Light and Magic. I mean, they were the bomb, you know. They were like totally the bomb. Yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. And I got so much sleep yesterday. You would not believe it. I got home from the dentist. I mean, literally only it took less than an hour and a half at the dentist, right? It takes longer than that to drive to the other guy, the asshole that I tried to go to before, you know. And then they had me waiting in the office, and the whole visit was taking 3 to 4 hours. I mean, for what? So they could X-ray me and tell me they couldn't help me every single time, right? It would take 3 to 4 hours for me to go in and for them to say, we ain't gonna do nothing. Your insurance doesn't. I went to these people here down the road. Boom, insurance good. Tooth, it's coming out. Here's your plan. Let us know when you're ready. Boom, bing, bang, boom, bomb. I'm done. You know, I feel better. I got more antibiotics because the tooth he pulled is like right up on the sinus, right? There's like that sinus layer there, and the tooth was like right there. So rather than risk another sinus infection, like I had a few years ago, which was horrible, and I'm not into pain pills. He gave me ibuprofen, 800 milligrams, and I'm taking them, but only at his request because he says it'll help with inflammation. Not that I have any, but doctor knows best. At least when I find one that I trust, then I trust that they know best. When I don't find one that I trust, I tell them, I don't trust you. They think that just because they have this thing on their wall, this little plaque that says they graduated, that they're worth that degree. They're not. Most of them are not. Most of them aren't worth the piece of paper that it's written on. Most of them, I trust them as far as I throw them. You know, you can't Google your way through fucking medical school. And most of these idiots do. Yeah, you know, when you go to see a doctor and he's on his phone while he's talking to you, not on the computer, but on his phone, that's bullshit. I call bullshit on that. I don't go to a doctor so that he can wonder. I go to a doctor because he knows what the fuck he's doing. And if he don't, well, he ain't my fucking doctor. And so far, I ain't got a doctor because most of the doctors are fucking idiots. You're to walk into a doctor and they just automatically start writing out a prescription. But I ain't told you what's wrong with me. Yeah, well, this ought to fix it anyway. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck all of you fucking doctors, you pieces of shit. I'm so fucking sick of the way this fucking world is. Just trust us because we got a degree. Mhm. Right. And then what happens? Your school, gets a fucking lawsuit. Your school has to close because you're bullshit, you know? Or you get so many fucking lawsuits, you got to change your name and fucking practice in Ethiopia. Eh, yeah. I just honestly, I can't trust people, right? Most of the people on this planet, I wouldn't trust. with one fucking of my pennies, right? Let alone my life. And I'm supposed to just give myself up to a strange fucking doctor who don't know what the fuck he's doing. Wow. Wow. So every once in a while, and he's a nice dentist. He's a nice guy, nice nurses and everything. Do I trust them 100%? Oh, fuck no, I don't trust anybody 100%. Do I trust that he didn't Google his way through school? Yeah, because he's older, right? He's an older guy. These young people, eh, I don't trust their ability to not stay off the fucking phone, or to not give themselves over to the modern bullshit that's going on, right? I mean, right? Dude. Wow, that's so good. So, what do we got going on today? So let's say I got home, I got my prescription pills. My daughter, we decided that I wasn't going to be taking these pain pills every 6 hours because I'm not in pain. So I'm going to be taking them every 8 hours with my antibiotics, my amoxicillin, right? And that ought to take care of that. So it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon, 10 o'clock in the evening, and 6 o'clock in the morning. So I have to take a pill here. I have to take a couple of pills here at 6, which means I'm gonna have to eat something. So I gotta finish my coffee so I can eat something and then take a pill. Oh man. And then see, I think I'll get in touch with Bush today and see if he's up for computer stuff. I feel bummed out about Monday night. It was a really good night. The only bummer was the sound sucked. My fault. But uh, that's another thing I'm going to be doing today is making myself a checklist because none of this would have happened had I just followed a simple, did you do this? Did you do this? Did you do this? Had I done that, things would have worked out better. So we'll see. I'll get over and get Bush over here hopefully today, and we'll get some graphics set up. At some point today, I'll get the van cleaned up and organized and ready to roll. And in fact, maybe Friday over the weekend, I'll find a reason to go out and do some live stuff. Now, May 4th and 5th, there's the Morongo Days Music Festival. uh, and it's a 2-day event with musical acts playing all day and into the evening as late as 9:30, 9:45. The Tommy Tom Show will be playing Saturday night at about 9:15. So I will probably get out there, uh, possibly. I'm going to say possibly. Um, if I keep giving myself over to going out, then I wind up not getting enough done at home. Um, And I think what I need to get done at home is work on some more video projects. This live stuff allows me to create content every day, every day, every day that I'm on mornings. I create content. When I get done here, it's loaded into a playlist, and I've got my 2 or 3 hours of content for the day. But it's not a lot of content that people want to like get in it. I'm gonna sit down. I'm gonna watch 8 of his fucking shows. I'm gonna binge watch his shit. It's not that kind of shit. Ah. So, um, yeah. So I've got to create some content. Well, this thing is loud, isn't it? Surely I can't do it today. I have to work, and I might have to be a 2-day job. Okie dokie. Yeah, I wonder if he's talking to me because. Are you talking to me because you're watching right now, or what? Well, I'll just wait then.
Just wait then. Well, alrighty then. There you are, Bubba. Come on, Bubba. Come on, Bubba.
Well then, have a good couple of days working. I'm glad you got some work. I better not set that there if that alarm hits it again. Boy, it's loud. So yeah, totally. Well, all right. That's good to hear. I like it when people need work and they get work. Uh, I got your information, and as soon as I hear of somebody that needs flooring, you're the first guy they call. Yeah. So, well, I guess that takes care of that decision. What am I going to do today? I'll probably play some guitar then. Maybe I'll do a little practice. Let's see, David's out of town till Saturday. Bush is busy for the next couple of days.
Bubba. Come on, Bubba.
So, checklist. I'll do a checklist. What I need is some more post-its. Can I have some more post-its? Yeah, I know it. My daughter, she's always bringing cool stuff home. Aha, here we go. I knew it. Here we go. She brought home these cool little books. Well, the wife did when they went to one of those cool school gathering things, right? And it was, I don't really need to wear this as long as I don't make the microphone squeak with it. All right. So here we go. So a little post-its and a little tiny pen. All right. So checklist. 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 Um, Clean and organize man. There. There you have it. Pretty basic. Let's keep it simple. What are we going to do today? We're going to do as little as possible, right? Uh, there's sun coming up. Now, I had thought about maybe doing some live remotes in the morning, like doing this show from like somewhere else and watching the sunrise and stuff, which sounds really, really cool until you think about the fact that it's morning time and I'm just waking up and I'm drinking a lot of coffee. And here at the house, the bathroom is about 20 feet in that direction. But on a hilltop somewhere, the bathroom is real far away, or it's a shovel and a bucket. I don't think I'm up to doing that at about 5, 6 in the morning. Um, so until I come up with a place where I can go where there's like a porta potty nearby, or close to somebody's house, um, or some kind of place to use the facilities. I think the morning remote thing is, unless of course I've been up all night, um, and 5 o'clock in the morning is like a couple of hours before bed. Well, then that's different. Then I could be like live remote somewhere, watch the sun come up, drag my ass home and go to sleep. But yeah, morning time, waking up, coffee, all that stuff. Let's see what Bush has to say here. Ooh, the national park. So, is that you, Bush, watching me right now? Is that what this is? National park. Yeah, yeah. I mean, there was a place where my dad's wife would come and pick us up on occasion because she liked to come out here from Riverside and go to the park and watch the sunrise. So she'd go in early and go to a spot to watch the sunrise. And I think there was a porta potty. Yeah, that's what I thought. I think it was a porta potty near there. But yeah, that's probably a good idea is to go into the park, find a spot near a Johnny, and then yeah, totally. So I put that phone over there. But yeah, uh, that's not a bad idea, Bush. In the park, there's lots of turlets. And lots of them turlets everywhere. Ah. So yeah. So back to my story. So like, okay, so like I got home and I had my pills. They called the pharmacy right next door to the dentist, so my pills were like ready within minutes. I got home and took my pills at 2, like my daughter said. By 2:30, I was in bed. By 3, I was out. I slept till about 6 or 7, and then moseyed on out here at about 8. And then, what did I eat? I knew like I totally had something to eat, you know. Mm. I had my other Arby's from Monday night. I had picked up a couple of Arby's cheddar and cheese or beef and cheddars. And last night it was sitting in the fridge looking at me. So I wrapped it in foil and stuck it in the toaster oven for 30 minutes. Got it all hot and crispy and juicy. It was great. It's pretty good. Never had such a good leftover Arby's sandwich. Uh, but yeah, so I slept really good yesterday during the day, about 6 hours. Got really good sleep. And well, 6 hours? Felt like 6 hours. Gosh, probably only four. And then last night, I was back in bed by 10:30, 11 o'clock. I was out 30 this morning. You know, I'm like my alarm goes off at 4:20, and now I'm awake at 3:30. And when you've had too much sleep, it's hard to just lay in bed for another hour. But I did. I did. I laid in bed for another hour, almost um, dozed off again. I feel really, really good right now. Normally at about this time in the morning, I'm still just going, especially the last month since this tooth started bugging me. Uh, so yeah, I had some great sleep last night. The best sleep I've had in months, months. I think now I can get my split shift sleeping schedule back, where I sleep about 4 hours at night from about 11 midnight to about 4, and then after the show in the mornings, I can take a nap and sleep for another couple of hours, and that gets me my 8 hours. Because normally I'm like a 5-hour sleep a night guy. Insomnia, but once that builds to the end of the week, by the end of the week, I'm getting no sleep, so that at some point I either crash and burn or I walk around like a zombie until I eventually crash and burn. And since you can't really make up sleep debt, if I can't really catch up on sleep within a few days, I'm just burnt. I'm screwed. Just totally screwed. Uh, He's like, yeah, you're totally screwed. Every now and then, your upload speed's slow, and I'm having to refresh. It's been happening on both my phones. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So at home here, I'm going wireless, but I just recently acquired my little pigtail here so that my internet cable can go plug into my USB-C cable. So that's my next thing is to try to make this computer at home go mobile or go live into a cable, which is going to pick up my speed a little bit. Now, when I was going through my older computer, it was hardwired and I wasn't having that issue. Uh, so I don't want to try to plug this in now because it may disrupt my feed. So we're just going to have to suffer with them screwed up speeds for now. But yeah, this whole season 3 here thing seems to have turned into somewhat of a fiasco from what I had originally planned. Normally on a day like today, Wednesday, we'd be listening to some old time radio, but hey, there's Joel. Hey, Joey, what's going on? But because of the splitting my resources between the van and the mobile live stuff and the house and the live stuff, I'm kind of spread out so that I don't have the facilities here now to create that bigger show with the graphics. So, like I said, I'm going to be looking into getting a Chromebook to go live from so that I can use this computer for graphics in the morning and still have my radio shows and still do the little tidbits and things that I want to do here in the morning. And then that gives me the ability to then take these computers out there and mainly this computer. This is my main computer, and this has to go from the house to the van to the house to the van. The secondary graphics computer needs to be used in the van, not so much here in the morning, uh, because I would then have to hook up all of the other what you call it, peripheral things like this mixer. All right, so this mixer here, I could use that here in the mornings like I had been doing at the end of season 2, but then I have a lot of cables and stuff that have to go with it. So at this point, it's trying to mirror what I have in the van to what I have here at the house. So if I have a Chromebook and my laptop here at the house, I can take this laptop, stick it in the van with the other laptop and those cables and stuff and go live. And then just take that laptop, bring it back here and hook it up to this stuff here and be able to go live from here. So my main deal is trying to make it the ability to go from live mobile to live at home without a whole lot of fiasco, right? Trying to get everything set up every day, get it set up here and then take it apart, get it set up out there and then take it apart, get it set up in here. It's really going to be, it's really going to be too much. I think one of the things I have to really look into is going to be the HDMI nodes so that I can plug an HDMI node into the back of my camera, plug one into my mixer, and now my cameras are wireless, right? Now I can put my cameras pretty much anywhere in the house and go wireless and just have that mixer there plugged into the computer and not plugged in everywhere else. Secondly, going live mobile, it's going to help set up and break down times to not have to run those cables and then collect those cables and then make sure the cables are working and all of that. I really didn't want to go wireless, but I think I don't have any choice. So I'm going to look into getting a 6-pack or a 4-pack or something of those wireless nodes, and I think it's really going to cut down on uh, setup and breakdown and the feasibility to go from home to home to mobile back and forth easier. If I can set up 2 cameras in here, go wireless, and then hook my stereo in, that's it. And then that's the morning show. And then I can take the computer and the mixer, stick it in the van, connect it to all of its peripheral stuff, and go mobile out there. It's wow. It's a really heavy, really heavy, heavy, really heavy. Ah. But yeah, I'm totally psyched, you know. Totally psyched. In fact, so psyched I keep forgetting to do this bong hit. All right. No dogs. All of my dogs is sleeping. They don't want to be out here. They want to be in bed under the air conditioners, probably. I was sleeping yesterday and got up and came out here at about, oh, I don't know, between 7 and 8. And I'm sleeping in the back room with the air conditioner on. And I'm still sweating, right? Sucks to be old. Get hot flashes and night sweats and shit. So I'm in there and I'm sleeping. And I'm just like cozy, comfy. And of course, when you wake up and it's like evening time and the sun's going down, and you're looking at the clock and you're not quite sure that little piece of chunk of time in your head where you're just still floating, and you look at the clock and you look out the windows and you're not quite sure if it's morning or if it's nighttime. Is the sun coming up or is the sun going down? Right. And that's one of my favorite parts about napping during the day is waking up and not knowing if it's the next day or not, right? I feel like a kid who's overslept. It's like, oh wow, what day is it? I don't know what day it is, man. Do I go to school Saturday? What is it? So that's a weird feeling, but I like that. I think it's really cool. And then to wake up and kind of flop around and stay in that kind of hazy moment. What's going on? Where is everything? What's it all about? Yeah. Yeah, I dig it. I totally dig it. Can you dig it, baby? Baby, can you dig your man? So yeah, you know what? At some point, I'd like to get back to the ideas that I had for this season. But because everything is just so crazy right now, um, I think I'm just going to stick with this format for a little while until I can acclimatize to the idea of going out every Monday night. Because, like I had discussed the other day, that's not me. I'm not an outgoing party guy. I'm not a nighttime person. I'm not one who is like I'm gonna go to the bar again. Yeah, I'm just not that guy. I mean, Bush can attest to that. He doesn't drink. It's kind of weird to go out and do these things, you know, and and not really be the kind of people that I'm seeing out there. I see people that are out with family and friends and getting a load on and eating and having a good time, and you can tell that this is their regular thing. They like to go out every weekend, and when I was younger, I'd liked to go out, but not every weekend, you know? Right. And yeah, I just don't see myself as that kind of guy, And now here I am going out every Monday night and at least once or twice a month to some other places to do nighttime stuff. And I guess it's probably my daughter is to blame, really, if you want to call it blame, that I have the gumption to actually go out and do so much anymore. Um, so like your kids make you feel old and then they make you feel young. Right. Well, my daughter can do that to me all in one instant. She can make me feel super old and super young right at the same instant. She'll say, Dad, we're going to a concert this weekend. And I'm like, fuck yeah. And I'm like a teenager again. And then I'm like, oh, and then I feel 90 because I know that it's going to hurt every step of the way, building up to it, the driving, the getting there, the being up and mobile, the standing, the sitting in the hard chairs, the driving back, the being up late, the having to stay awake for 4 extra hours after I get home because all I see are headlights and highway lines going by me, and the last thing I want to do is go to sleep right when I get home because I have these nightmares, right, where I'm on the road driving. And because I was just on the road driving, my nightmares are so real that when something happens in that nightmare and I am brought to awakeness, um, once again, I'm not sure if it's real or am I dreaming or is this reality? What's going on? I'm looking around for a car. I'm looking around for a steering wheel when I wake up, you know. So I literally have to come home and put on a movie that has no roads or streets or highways in it. Usually a sitcom or something that I've seen a million times, and smoke a lot of weed and unwind. Because if I try to get into bed after a night with like 6 hours of driving, oh, it's so freaking scary. Yeah, I don't even want to. I don't even want to go there, man. So I have to come home and just stay awake. And it's not like I'm forcing myself to stay awake, right? I mean, uh, I got freaking insomnia, and I was just on the highway, and my eyes are like freaking saucers. Not to mention all of the caffeine that I have to ingest throughout that day just to make it through to get home. I mean, usually at like midnight, we're at In and Out sucking down cheeseburgers, and I'm getting the biggest giant keg of Coke that they got, you know, just so I can get that extra boost of caffeine in me. And this is after having a coffee and Coke uh, that evening. So yeah, I get home and I'm just, but if it wasn't for my daughter, wanting to go out and do all of these things all of the time, I probably wouldn't have gotten myself into the mode of being up and mobile and doing stuff all the time and being a mover and a shaker, right? Because, like I said, it's been decades since I was that guy. I mean, I wasn't that guy since like the mid 90s. That's back when I was that guy, party guy. And even then, I was not a partier. I'd go out every weekend, but I'd be the guy who drank the least. I'd be the guy who went home the earliest. I would be the guy who would be the designated driver, or you know, be the guy most coherent to roll joints or whatever. I'd be that guy. Uh, and I'm not that guy anymore, not by a long shot. But I sure have fun going out doing stuff now. And before I never really enjoyed it. I guess because I was just kind of following. I was always doing stuff that everybody else wanted to do, and I was just kind of along for the ride. Oh, pardon me. Now, just doing stuff with my daughter, my wife, this stuff that I want to do. So and then this video stuff going out Monday nights, it doesn't feel like, it's hard. It's tough. It hurts to go out on Monday nights. It really does. Physically, mentally, emotionally. It's just a huge drain. But at the same time, once I'm out, I can't see myself not doing it. Right. So that's cool. So now I just have to get into that mode of getting the proper amount of sleep in the proper areas of each day, and then getting things accomplished in between those sleep periods, right? So I only get so much time, right? And the 4 months of this year are already kaput, done, over with in the can. Uh, what did I get done? I got a lot done. I got like over 100 videos. I've got like, hundreds, if not more, probably over 1,000. God, I must check my stats to see what kind of content that I have. But I've really been busy the last 4 months, 5 months, since December, since since my home became my own again. Uh, and things just took off. And I started with the morning show and creating more content, and it just went. So I need to get back into that mode. I need to get into the mode of creating a lot of content on a regular basis again. I was doing really good there for a while until I went into building that box and my show went on hiatus, and I really had to stay away from the computer in order to get things accomplished. Well, now I have to get myself back to the computer and get in. My daughter showed me some great footage from uh, was a Saturday night at the Glass House when she saw I don't know how, but they found me. Oh man, she showed me my favorite song live, and she's like so close that without zooming in, the bass player, the singer, is as fits her whole camera screen, right? She's that fucking close. The guy is like right there, as big as her camera. So there's like, what can I do with that? There's like nothing to zoom in and out of. I can't go over here and see this guy. There's no screen. It's like a one camera shot. How can I create a nice video out of that? I can't. So I'm just going to have to see if I can upload that video and see if they take it, see if it works. But it's a fantastic video. Um, and because I don't know anything about the band, the singers, the organization of the band members, I don't know any of their songs. I don't know nothing about it. So I don't know the name of that song. My daughter will wake up and come in here and tell me. Um, but it's just, they're phenomenal. And he was really, really good. And you know what? She was like, they were in line forever, and all of these VIP people went in before them. And then they sat out there and they waited, and they waited, and they waited, like almost to showtime, right? She's like thinking, we're never going to get close. We're never. And by the time they got in there and got into their spot, general admission, and the place that they found was like fifth row. So her camera angle is just boom, the guy's right there. So they were real happy. I imagine they were real happy, with the really close seats. And she didn't want to have to pay an extra like $70 per ticket for VIP, which would have been a bummer. And then to get in to find out that you didn't really need to do that. Um, uh, so yeah, she had a bitchin' time. So I'm going to be going and into my daughter's video library because she's recorded every concert that she's gone to, and oh, she's got how many concerts here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6, 7, uh, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Oh, wow. So she's done about 15. Yeah. She's done 15 concerts and she's recorded all of them. And I've only uploaded video from about 3 or 4 concerts. And she didn't go to see Big Sandy, so that video, that's just me. But she's got video from just about all of those shows. In fact, we'll see a couple of names and stuff. So the 1975 at their very best, the 1975 still at their very best, the 1975 at the iHeartRadio concert series, where we saw Fall Out Boy together, finally. She had already seen Fall Out Boy. I got to see Paramore with my daughter. Um, we saw Lucas Nelson and Promise of the Real together right out here at Pappy and Harriet's. She's seen Harry Styles 3 times. I've seen him twice. Mitch Rowland, his guitar player, and Harris Harper with Ben Harper at Pappy and Harriet's. That was a phenomenal show. She's seen Pierce the Veil and The Used. Um, yeah, and she's seen a couple of shows with my uh, with my wife, right? So she's got quite a few shows on video. So that's going to be fun to get into that. I've got to get on one more. of these external hard drives. And as soon as I get another one of those external hard drives, I can then shuffle things around so that uh, I can use one strictly for recording whatever it is I do live, so that I have it, so that if I have a sound issue like Monday night, it's still safe. Uh, and then to have the extra memory to get all of her shows over to me so that I can then pick and choose, a song from this month, a song from this year, this show, and that'll be a lot of fun. uh, Look at me, I got to get some more coffee because it's just the way of the world. Well, I'm still collecting shirts. This is one of my new shirts, this Rolling Stones shirt. I really like this one because of the graphics, but the, uh, the font, the text there, it's really, really cool. I totally dig it, but I'm a big Stones fan. I think this is one of 3 Rolling Stones shirts that I have. I think. Yeah, I think I got like 3. I'm like almost at 80 shirts. Anybody want to send me one of your shirts from your work or your business or with some of your art on it or whatever? Send me a shirt. I'll wear your shirt on the show. Um, if you want, I'll wear it and sign it and send it back to you, because I am such the celebrity that everybody is just clamoring for my autograph. Yeah. I don't know. The last few years, I've just been really into wearing t-shirts that say something about who I am or something about me, something about my past, my history, my present. Uh, and it's like I've got like almost 80 shirts now, and I don't know when to wear what. Sometimes I'll change my shirts 2 or 3 times in a day, and sometimes I'll wear the same shirt for 2 or 3 days. Like if I'm not going to be on camera and I'm just bumming around the house, well, what the hell, I'm gonna put on a new shirt for my dogs to cover me in hair again. Fuck it, this one's hairy enough. I'll just wear this one. Hmm. So, shirts. I got so many shirts, and I want more. I can't help it. I really can't help it. Um, every single shirt that I have right now says something about me. Says something about my character, my family, my past, who, why, where, when, what. Uh, and every morning I go in and I look through, you know, a file drawer of T-shirts to decide what I'm going to wear. And I'm, first of all, usually drawn toward whatever new shirt I have in my drawer. Like this one. It's a Walmart shirt, you know. It's just a really, really bitchin' looking shirt, you know. So I was like, okay, I'll wear this one. I've got a few other new ones that I haven't worn yet. And before I even wear those new ones, I'm sure another new one or two will turn up, and that's just the way it works. I'll go out and I'll talk to somebody, do something, see something, and it's like, oh, there's a shirt. How much for a shirt? You know? Um, yeah, shirts. I can't help it. Hats too. Hats not so much, but I do like the idea of having a hat that says something as well about me, etc., but also has a good color so that I can kind of coordinate the whole color scheme of what I'm doing. I put on some rusty and hats. Ah, nice. What size do you wear? I wear extra large if it's pretty long. Uh, a double X if it's not real wide. But since I've lost a lot of weight, it's like large and extra large, but they've got to be longer because I'm like torso man, like my brother. My brother's got to get really, really extra, extra, extra large shirts, not because he's wide, but because he's tall. So, like my KME T-shirt, the KME T-shirt that I got, I was actually able to get a large or an extra large long. Same thing with like my Led Zeppelin shirt. I got my brother a large long, an extra large long. So yeah, uh, um, I was. I'm in the market to get you a shirt, Joey. But the shirts that they had down at the station down here, they didn't have the size that I wanted in the shirt that I wanted. See, so I'd asked the guy, and he said, "Well, you just wait a little while, and we get some more shirts in." So hold on, because a shirt is coming your way, along with a few other things that I've picked out that I'm sure you'll be really really excited to check out. But I don't want to give anything away until I give something away. But yeah, now that things are starting to settle down, and because of this freaking tooth is gone, that annoyance, I can actually start to think clearly now. Uh, which I didn't realize how clouded my head was and how sleepy I was and how tired and exhausted. That's what the dentist said. He said, you know what? After we get rid of this infection in this tooth, you'll be able to get some some better sleep, but most of all, you won't be exhausted all the time. You must just be tired all the time, right? And I'm like, yeah. Well, that was a symptom of this stupid tooth, right? Ah, but yeah, he also said he looked at my X-rays, right? And he walked and he said, "Wow, you must be in a lot of pain." Right? And I said, "No." And he went, "Huh?" And I said, "Well, I've got back and neck pain that's just like, off the scales. So teeth, teeth are nothing. That's nothing, you know. Yeah, it hurts, but it don't hurt like my neck and back. So I don't even feel any pain in my mouth, really. In fact, then he's in my mouth and he's jabbing needles up, right? And pulls the tooth and stuff. And he goes, "You got a real high tolerance for pain," because he's like, "I'm done." And I'm like, "Did you start yet?" Right? Like one of them sitcoms. But it was pretty funny. It was pretty funny. But yeah, I do have a high tolerance. In fact, if somebody wants to make me a T-shirt, I thought of my new T-shirt is I have a high tolerance for pain and a low tolerance for bullshit. So don't fuck with me. That's my new T-shirt. Uh, high tolerance for pain. Hint, hint. You know, I'm going to be able to take a lot more punishment than I can uh, than I'll be giving you. So, or however that works. But yeah, I mean, it's pretty scary when you punch somebody in the face and they spit a tooth back at you and smile through a hole. You know, come on, motherfucker, that wasn't shit. And having been through a lot of pain um, early on from when I was a little kid, right? Um, physical pain ain't shit. Emotional and mental pain. If you want to hurt me, you know, hurt my feelings. But if you try to come at me and hurt me physically, I'm gonna get up and come back for more. You know, because that ain't shit. I've taken so much pain in my life. Anything that anybody can dish out ain't shit. Literally, it ain't shit. You need to take a kidney out of me. Yeah, give me a local. You know, because that kind of pain ain't shit. Physical pain ain't nothing. It ain't nothing. Bring it on. Besides, I can always just smoke a little weed. That'll take care of that pain. Hey, Marge, he's gonna smoke weed again. Leave him alone, Harry. He's in pain. Yeah, he's in mental pain. Why I oughta. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Right, right. So I've been trying to watch some older movies lately. Uh, so last night, the wife and I are sitting here and we're watching our usual episode of Northern Exposure, right? The '90s hour-long TV show. Um, Rob Morrow, Janine Turner, John Corbett, Barry Corbin. Um, yeah, the great show set in Alaska. It's actually filmed on location in Roslyn, Washington, and they they turned the town into Sicily, Alaska. So this show's set in Alaska, and it's a '90s show. And we're watching this last night, and the opening of this episode, it's Chris in the morning getting to the morning show late, and he puts on his first record on the radio, and it's none other than uh, Freddie Blassie's Pencil Neck Geek, right? And I'm like, my wife and I are just looking at each other with open mouths, like they're playing Pencil Neck Geek, right? And that's one of my favorite songs. It's one of the songs that I play, right? And why was it a son of a bitch to learn too? A talking song. So they're playing this song, and I'm thinking, well, that's neat that they played this song, but the whole episode revolved around the fact that he played this song, and it drove somebody in their town to commit suicide, right? And then it changes his whole format, and he goes into a mental quandary about, what it is to be, and all this other shit. But the fact that the episode completely revolved around the fact that this pencil neck geek song was the catalyst for this guy offing himself. And by the end, Chris in the morning, the radio guy, John Corbett, had decided to go back and just, what, he's just going to play music. And if other people want to freak out over what he plays, that's them. Which is my feelings. Like, I'm not going to go around apologizing for things that I do and say, because nothing that I do and say is intentionally done to hurt somebody. So I'm not going to apologize if you're offended. If you're offended, that's your fucking issue. Be offended. I didn't do it intentionally. I'm not going to apologize because your feelings are hurt, right? Well, same fucking thing. And by the end, he puts on the song that ended the show, right? And he's like, hey, if you're going to freak out over this music that I played, then that's on you. I can't take responsibility for everyone's emotions, right? And he puts on "Hey Joe" by Jimi Hendrix. Where you going with that gun in your hand? I'm going down to shoot my old lady. Caught her messing around with another man. Uh, and I thought that was pretty cool. But the fact that they played the not a rendition of it, but the actual Freddie Blassie version of Pencil Neck Geek. Wow. I was just dumbfounded. I was found dumb. It was freaking awesome. Uh, it made me want to just pick up my guitar and play. That's one of those things that I'm going to have to do. You know what? Because Um, at some point, I'm going to have to do dentures. My mouth is going to change, and I'm not going to be able to eat or sing or do anything for like 6 months. Uh, and not only am I going to have to put on a little extra weight, but I'm going to have to record a bunch of my music while I can, while I can sing this the way I sing now, because my mouth is going to change, my voice, everything, the way I sound is going to change. So I think I'll probably be trying to get up on stage during the live stuff on Monday nights more and more as often as possible until we get to that point so that I can get the stuff out and get it recorded. Um, I'm going to have to try to get with some people to record some things because there's going to come a point where I'm just going to be kid video. I'm not going to be, you know, I'm not going to be the celebrity that I am here. I'm just not going to be on camera for a while. I'm sure after a few weeks of having gotten dentures, I will probably come back on my morning show mainly to practice talking. All right. And for my own psyche to keep, to keep putting out what's in my head. Um, but yeah, this morning show is probably going to be the thing to help me get used to using my mouth again, anew with new teeth and all of that stuff. So that'll be a challenge, but that'll be, you know, it'll be reality, which is all I can say that this show really is. It's reality. It's my reality. People out there may look at it and go, "Oh, promosum. Oh my God, this is not reality. He's making us shut up," And these are the people that live in a fake world. So I had somebody on Facebook. They wanted me to send them a picture of me, and it's like, you know what? I'm on Facebook. All of my shit is public. If you can't use your head to look through my photos and find a picture of me, I don't cater to people who do that shit. And because I wouldn't send a picture to this person, she said, "Oh, well, then you're not real." It's like I had to send back, "Look, bitch, I'm more real than you'll ever fucking know." You know? So you've been blocked. She came at me to want to be friends with me, to make, and it's like, who are you? You know? And then you're gonna call me some kind of fucking AI, right? Or some kind of fake personality. And you go to her profile and she's got 3 pictures, right? And they may or may not be her own, and she may not even be a fucking she, right? And everything else is private. Or the 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 the, the page, the person, everything was just now created. Oh, member since, yesterday. It's like, who the fuck is real? Give me a break. Go on, you friggin' fruitcake. You nut job. You windbag. Harry's doing voices again. Dude. Scatman Carruthers on the Love Boat last night. That was cool. I dig me some Scatman Carruthers, man. He is one cool, funny, talented dude. Totally. He was he was very similar in age. Was probably only a few years from in either direction from The Shining, right? The Shining. Uh, another great movie, but one that he was really good. I liked him in that. As that was he an old cook, an old caretaker cook type guy in The Shining, and he's got that mental connection with the kid. Oh, great, great stuff. Yeah, Scatman Carruthers. So yeah, anybody know what scat is, right? Scat is the singing Scooby Doo Bop Shoo Bop Bop Ba Dooby Doo Bop. Um, Singing in scat was a big thing. In fact, what was that guy's name? Um, oh, I can't remember his fucking name, but he was a big time scat singer, white guy, kind of old, frumpy face. Um, he did a long stint on Night Court. Night Court. He played the judge's favorite singer. Oh man, what was the guy's name? Famous scat singers. Scottish, not Scottish singers. Oh, God, the stupid famous scat singers. There we go. Tried that. Ella Fitzgerald's or been, but Cab Calloway. Come on, he's in there somewhere. Wow, he's got to be really far. Mel Torme. That's him. Mel Torme. Uh, yeah. I don't see Scatman Carruthers here, but Scatman Carruthers was more of a singer. I'm sure he got his nickname Scatman because he probably in his early days probably sang a little scat, but he was more of a an overall talent. I mean, he was a back in his day, closer to like vaudevillian times. You had to be able to do everything. You had to be able to dance. If you were going to dance, you had to be able to dance, tap, soft shoe. You had to be able to do all of these things. If you're funny, you had to be able to be funny in a lot of different directions. If you were an actor, you had to be able to act in a lot of different directions, right? So he probably got his name Scatman uh, from from that. But yeah, Mel Torme, he was a regular fixture on Night Court, and the Judge Harry Stone, was his like number one fan. There was always a picture of Mel Torme in the judge's chambers. Mel Torme appeared on the show a bunch of times and uh, was usually um, scared that the judge something was going to happen to him because the judge was just a fanatical fan. Uh, but those were great episodes. In fact, I think it was Mel Torme's daughter, son or daughter, who got into um, TV as well and was producing and directing. Did some Sliders episode. You remember the Sliders with Jerry O'Connell back in the '90s? That was a weird show where they'd open up a tunnel, a wormhole, and they dive through into another parallel world. It was like ours, but a little different. And Mel Torme appeared on that show a few times, mainly, I believe, because his one of his kids was working on the show. Anyway, off on a little tangent there with Mel freaking Torme. Check out some Mel Torme. I think I've got some Mel Torme on 45. Mm. But then I got hundreds of 45s, so it's easy to say I probably got that on 45. Like A track, I probably got that on LP. Yeah, I don't believe I have any Mel Torme on LP. That's something that I would remember. Um, but then I've got a few thousand records over in a garage that may or may not have some Mel Torme. You know what? I tend to ramble, don't I? I'm a rambling man. Hands up if anybody out there thinks I ramble. Uh, it's my show. I'm the writer, the producer, the director. I can do whatever the hell I want. And this show is, you know, it's all about a rambling man. Look at this. This is my stack of stickers here. Oh man, I've got a lot of stickers saved up. Uh, I had been saving up a lot of stickers to put them on my van on the back window, but now that I think about it, I think I only want to put a few on my back window and save a lot of these for my portable studio box, right? Because there's just so many of them, right? I mean, some of them are little, and some of them are small, big. Being weird isn't enough. So yeah, I got a whole bunch of these, a bunch that I picked up locally here at the station, and a bunch that I've just been collecting, like this one here. This one's a good one from a record store. Records are a sound purchase. Hey, or one of my favorite old um, radio stations from Southern California, KMET. Uh, Piece of paper. This is a good one. Who ya to ya? You probably can't see any of these really well unless you're on a big screen TV. So I'll stop teasing you. But a lot of these are just really, really me. They just say me, you know. Got a bunch from my daughter's school. And yeah. Oh, wow. Check this. You like this one? Does that one look familiar? Hey, what's up? Yeah, there we go. I just saw this one on a bumper sticker the other day when we were in Pomona, right? And I thought, wow, that's cool. We got a connection, man. We're connected. And then, of course, one of my favorite vintage stickers here. This one's uh, this one's probably going to go on my van, or I might put this one on my box and then put this little tiny one here on my back van window, and then put the little ones inside of it. I want to make it look too crazy on my back window because every time I think I want to put stickers on my back window, somebody drives by me with stickers on their back window, and I think, God, that's tacky. So what am I going to be, tacky? It's after 6. I got to take some pills and eat. But I'm going to play with this. Music is my life. Eat shit and die. Life is a beach. Now, this one's kind of a misnomer here. It should put it like a wannabe musician on board. Um, if I knew I would live this long, I would have taken care of myself better. True that. Uh, oh, yeah. I can tell you're lying because your lips are moving. That's great. Here's one from my past. Breaking. Yeah, baby. Oh, this one definitely goes on the car. Driver hates tailgaters. I mean, literally hates. Say what? I may be getting older, but I refuse to grow up. This one's very true. Haha, I made you look. And of course, being weird isn't enough. And then I've got stuff like CMC, Copper Mountain College. That's a clear backed decal. Um, this one says fighting cacti. This is my daughter's college mascot. And then there's a little fighting cacti there. And then I've got one like this is a silver foil one. It's an American flag, but around the edges in yellow, it says July 1969 AD. Armstrong, Aldrin, Collins, Apollo 11, United States of America. Moon landing paraphernalia. I got a few of these. So, hint, hint, when I do a giveaway, one of these might be in there. Oh, a couple of things I can't show here. And then, of course, you buy Vans and you get a Vans sticker, you know. Everybody remembers these. You go to a function in Southern California, and there's usually a booth from the sheriff's department, and you can get these cool sheriff's department stickers, and it's just a badge that says Sheriff Riverside County. Cool that. That's totally cool. And then that and this and that and the other, and that's pretty much my sticker collection right now. And that's my Peachy folder there. What's up, Peachy? It's cool. That's what it is. It's keen. All right. So let's see. I'm going to set out a couple of pills here. Take one capsule by mouth every 8 hours. Better do it soon or I'll be up till midnight taking fucking pills. There you go. Because my daughter said you got to take it at 6. And look, it's after 6. There's that one. There's that one. Now I got to find something to put in me. I'm not used to eating this early. So I'll have to eat like a cereal bar. That's going to have to do me. Oh, hey, my lava lamp is moving a little bit back there. Most of the time it takes like hours to wake up and start moving around. It's like me. Hmm. Hmm. Starting to get bright back there. Maybe I'll close that. Hey, that's nice. That's nice. Hey, buddy, you want to buy a watch? So yeah, this this is kind of like every every morning, or like most mornings. It's like I have a house guest, even when there's nobody watching. It's like I'm just sitting here having a conversation with somebody, and that was one of the nicest things um, that was about when my friend was staying here. Is that when he first got here, we did a lot of that every morning. We'd get up, we'd sit, we'd have coffee and talk and stuff. And of course, then things got weird. But I missed that. I missed that for a long time um, while he was still here. And now I feel like I've got that back where I can get up and I can talk about things and, vent about things, work out creative stuff. I hear a dog moving around. I better go check. Probably Bessie. Big dog wanting out. Be right back. She has a rhythm to her drinking. Now she's off with them. Gotta get a water. Big girl. I think that's fine. And that dog can drink. I think she's part camel. Jeez. You gonna drink it all? Almost, huh? Good morning. Good morning, big dog. Bessie. Bessie. Hi, Bessie. Hi, good morning. Good morning, Bessie. Hi. Come here. Come here, Bessie. Come say good morning. How are you, big Bessie? Did you get enough to drink? My goodness, you can't have any coffee, too. My goodness, you drink so much water. Are you awake now? Do you want to go outside or you want to lay down? Do you want to go back to bed? You don't know? You want some of my cereal bar? We don't have to wait because I have to eat it first. See? Yo primero. Y tú. Ahorita. Tal vez. You're such a weird girl. You're such a weird little girl. You're the perfect big dog for me because you're so weird. You're so weird. Hi there. Yeah, I think one of the reasons why I wanted so much for the morning show to have all of these other elements was because I wasn't doing enough uh, with other video projects, right? I think I was relying too much on this time to try to fill this with as much stuff as possible. And you know what? This is a morning show about sitting here drinking coffee and doing bong hits and talking and telling stories and stuff. And when you think, geez, dog, when you think about it, it that doesn't really work for this. I mean, this here, um, maybe a slightly better camera angle, but I like my stuff up here. I like this stuff to be in support. This is, this is me. This is it. Um, I like the idea of having this just being this, and on occasion being able to share something different. But I don't think I want the show to go to just like I started the show, as a kind of a basic hi, how are you, good morning thing. I think I want to keep it that. And that will free me up to do the other video projects with more gusto, right? And I'll be able to put more in to each one of those video projects rather than trying to tack things onto this show, right? I don't think the show needs anymore. I think this show is as it should be. Uh, and I need to work on nighttime live stuff being more than uh, a one camera production. I think I need my nighttime shows my prime time shows to really have some chutzpah, right? Uh, and then just put all of me into those videos, creating some great video content. You know, more water? Yeah, I think you drank it all. She did. Here, eat this, and I'll put down some more water. Big face. That's pretty heavy. Between making coffee and filling up their bowls twice this morning, we've gone through a gallon of water. Well, all right, take some pills. All right, and finish this water. Yeah. So yeah, so I've got plans to do a whole lot of other stuff, and it's been the morning show that has really kept me from going after those things, you know. Um, it's like my reach keeps exceeding my grasp, you know. So I think I need to pull back on the morning show and keep it simple. Do a multi-camera, really well produced with better sound evening live show, and then devote all of my other time into just producing content. I really need to get into making those 15-minute documentaries again. I only made one, and it's on my channel. When you first go to my channel, it's right there. And that one needs a sequel. I need to keep adding to that. Those documentaries are really key to sharing, who I am, uh, and why I am who I am. So I really need to go back and watch that documentary and find a direction from there to go in and expand on something that's in that documentary, or go from the 80s and through the 90s and into the present more, because I didn't really explore that, you know. I only did this documentary a few years ago, and in it, I end the documentary, and my daughter's still a little girl. Well, when I made it, she was in like high school, right? But I didn't want to get into the present because that documentary is supposed to be about the past. What's up, big face? Hmm? Want to come up here? Come on, get in your chair. Want to go outside? You want to go outside? Or you want to come up here? What do you want to do? You don't know. You don't know, do you? Yeah. So I really need to, like Wounded Knee 2, 1973. I really want to do a 15-minute piece on that, but I need to get 16 millimeter film that my father took during that. I need to get that uh, transferred digitally, which means I'm going to have to find a place in Palm Springs somewhere and take it down and get that done. I would like to do a piece on the video projects that my father did in the late 70s, early 80s, where us kids had a lot to do in these produced video projects, right? So I'd like to do something about that and show little excerpts from the different videos and talk to my brother and my sister and talk about it and the different things that we did. But once again, I need to transfer all of this video back here into the computer. Um, so it may be that when I have time off and I'm not on camera because of the, having to take time off, then I'll probably be doing a lot of that video transfer, a lot of video editing, creating content. And then at some point, feeling comfortable doing narration again and talking and then being on camera and then being able to go out and do things again. I mean, it's kind of a mixed blessing because I do have horrible teeth and they've been horrible most of my life. So, yeah, it's going to be a bummer to have to get used to new teeth, but at the same time, I probably need them. One of the bummers is that when you have all of your teeth taken out, you lose a lot of weight. Nutritionally, you go, and a lot of people will get sick, have heart issues and other health issues because of that. So I have to really kind of, because I don't eat well as it is, and I already have a myriad health issues, I'm really going to have to, you know, hunker down and really shoehorn a lot of food into me somehow. I gotta warm this up. All right. What's up, Bessie? You want to go outside? You don't want to go? What? You don't You don't want to get up here? Huh? You don't want to come up here? You don't want to come up here? Oh. All right, she don't want to. She don't want to come. Big face. Come on, big face. Well, you drank so much water, you're going to be burping up water. That's what you get, you know. You're a weird one. She's a weird one. Mm. Hot coffee. Well, so my daughter's going to be graduating from college this month, near the end of the month. Her schoolwork is winding down. She's pretty much ahead of the game on most of her classes, her last 4 classes here. So there's not much for her to do. You know, she's got to write a paper for one class, which means she'll wait the last second and then bang it out because that's how we do it. And then she's probably going to have to study for a test or two. Um, but for the most part, she's pretty much wrapped up in her classes. And like I said, she's going to be graduating with 3 degrees. She's going to get her general education degree. She's going to be getting her transfer degree so that she can earn a bachelor's. And now she finds out she's eligible to earn a third liberal arts degree, which is I'm hoping going to enable her to earn her bachelor's in psychology and then turn around and earn a bachelor's in perhaps art or music or something so that she can then go to the university for just herself. She's been doing it for her academic career these last 14 years of her school life, right? So after 2 more years of school to earn the degree that will allow her to, write her own ticket, having the ability to go back and earn a secondary bachelor's in something that she loves and then pair those to then not only write her own ticket, but, you know, totally create the destination for that ticket. Right? And that's more than I could ever ask for her. You know, all I ever wanted was for her to be um, more successful out in the world than I was because of my chronic depression and social anxieties and stuff. I was never able to go out and make it, right, so to speak. And I think she's well equipped to go out into the world and deal with it on their terms because she's got the know-how, right? So, you know, yeah, good on her. You know, every step of the way, she just keeps making it happen. And I can't be, I can't be more proud of her than, you know, she's just awesome. She's awesome sauce. It's my girl. And she's 19. She's not even 20 yet, you know, and she's just making it happen. And, you know, a lot of people are like, you know, parents are like, well, you're going to get out there and you're going to go to school or you're going to go to work and you need to get out of the house. You need to start paying rent and all this shit. And I was like, oh man, I feel so bad for not only those kids, but for their parents, you know? I mean, what kind of people are you to bring someone into the world and then, you know, force them through a meat grinder, you know? It's just horrible. You know, I want my daughter to stay here at home as long as possible with us supporting her so she has the best chance to take care of her academia, right? Which is the most important thing in her life should be what's going on in her head, not what the world is telling her to do, not what the world is saying, we want this from you and that from you. I think the most important thing she can do is to get her head on correctly before she even has to go out into that world. Otherwise, she's going to go out there and she's going to be working at freaking Walmart and McDonald's and shit. And I don't want that. I don't want her to ever have to have one of those fucking jobs that I had to have, you know, because I wasn't a high school graduate or because I only had a GED or because I only had some college, you know. No, I want her to be able to go out there and her first job should be paying mega fucking bucks and only require a little bit of her, right? Um, you know, and if she's got to stay at home to make that happen, stay at home, you know, let us take care of you. You know, at some point in your life, you're going to have to go out and do these things. Why not go out there and do it when it's not going to be, you know, when the job that you get is more like the university that you're graduating, right? She needs to go from that kind of work into that kind of work, you know, reading computers, working with people, you know, making it happen, doing something productive, but something productive for society, as well as something fulfilling for herself. You know, you can't get that at fucking Walmart. You know, I guess you could, but I guess do you want to? And if you do, what does that say about you? Yeah. So I don't know. I get into these rants about shit, and it's just because society pisses me off, you know, and they make it so hard to be successful, you know, that you wind up having to just give in. Like I, you know, had to do so many menial fucking jobs that I never want my daughter to have to do, you know. I don't know how many times I worked in fast food, in restaurants, in construction, you know, in factory jobs and warehouse shit. God. And it just, I don't want to say that it's beneath her, but it's beneath her lack of it's beneath her intelligence, it's beneath her ability when she can do so much more, when she has the potential for so much more. Don't allow yourself to settle for this. That's what I want her to know. You know, if you can do this, don't do that. Don't go backward, go forward, go up, you know, excelsior. Yeah, I think those are the best things that I can pass on to my daughter, you know, and a sense of family unity. You know, I don't want her to think that she ever has to leave home because, you know, because she's on a fucking schedule. There's no schedule. There's nothing that says that she's got to leave the family unit. You know, she could stay here for the rest of her freaking life, and our family unit could just grow, which is the way most families do. Uh, Unless, of course, you're born and raised in America, and your parents are kicking you out at 18, or you're running away at 15, like I did, because you just can't fucking. There's no structure. There's no family unity. There's no there's nothing. Society has totally made your family devoid of what a family should be. And that's pretty much the way it is now. I mean, it sucks. It sucks. I see kids that are just struggling to get along, and their parents are just making it harder on them, right? Like they're teaching them some valuable lesson. Like, yeah, they're teaching that, that you suck. And you're not really there for them. You're there for them to go out and make a paycheck and bring you back some rent money. I mean, I don't ever require my daughter to pay me for anything or to pay me back for anything, right? Because that's not my job. My job is to not make her life harder, so that toughen her up for the world. The world's tough fucking enough, and she's going to get toughened up by the world enough. I don't need to be a part of that. I need to be a part of helping her through that, be a part of the solution, not a part of the fucking problem. And I grew up surrounded by people and families who were like, you could literally, like on a TV show, you're 18 now, you better get the fuck out. And I grew up with people whose parents were like that, or the kids, you know, were like pushed out of the house. It's like they wanted to get out as soon as they could because home life was just bogus, you know. Uh, and like I said, I left at 15 just because it was just horrible, fucking horrible. So I made sure that my daughter's life is never like that. There's not one thing going on at home that makes her, for one instant, think, I got to get the hell out of here, right? Ever. Never. Her friend Charlie just came over, took a bus from Arizona and was here over the weekend, from Friday to Tuesday, right? Um, and my daughter feels comfortable enough to have her friend here, stay here with us, because I don't, it's not like, okay, well, you got to obey these rules, and you got to do this, you got to do that, and it's like, no, I taught my daughter enough that she is now responsible for her life. I don't have to tell her anything. I don't have to tell her how to live her life, how to deal with her friends, how to do this or that or the other. I may, you know, ask, "Did you do this? Is this going on? Is everything okay there?" But I want her always to feel comfortable enough at home so that rather than her wanting to go somewhere to do things or to get away, she's okay to have her friends come over here, you know. And if it were to come down to it, I would welcome any of her friends into my family as family and allow them to be with us in our household as family. Um, because my daughter has such a good head on her shoulders that I, I love each one of her friends as though they're my own kids, even though I don't know them that well. I know that if they're a friend of my daughter's and a close friend, then then they're like family, and I will treat them as family every time I see them. Um, so I don't think she's ever going to feel like she needs to escape. I need to get away from my parents. They're driving me nuts. It's not like that. You know, and that makes me feel accomplished, as a father, as a parent, as a friend, as a family member, and that's pretty cool. You can't ask for more than that. If we had a bigger home, um, I'd probably have a few of her friends living with us um, to help them escape their situations, right? The drop of a hat. If I could afford massive amounts of space to give up to someone, I would in a heartbeat, especially her friends. Not so much my old friends anymore because I've tried that and that didn't work. But if I were to invite anyone into our household, it would be my wife's family or my daughter's friends because they're good people, right? So so yeah, uh, maybe someday. I don't expect to ever be wealthy or to have a you know, one of those bitchin' jobs that I can go out and put down a mortgage and do all of that and get a big giant piece of property and house. I'm just not that guy. That doesn't turn me on. I don't get a boner thinking about bills and mortgages and having a big piece of property. I don't get a boner about square footage, and how many toys I can fit into my 8-car garage. That doesn't amuse me at all in the slightest. Sure, I like toys. I like to play with things, but they don't make the person. And if all of those things make you, then you know, good for you. Uh, I'm kid video, but does that make me who I am? No, I was me long before this stuff. It just accentuates me, but I'm not these things. You can take these things away, and I'm still me. If you take, somebody's, 4 sports cars and 8,000 square foot home away, they're going to wind up homeless on the ground, shooting crack and sucking on their thumb because their whole world has collapsed. Um, I've never been I've never been one to worry about how others see me because of my my bank balance, right? If that's your main concern when you meet me, is you look at me and you think, well, how much money does he make? Well, then you just turn around and walk away because I don't even want to look at you. If that's your main concern, how much money I make, go fuck yourself. Everything that I own, I've paid for with cash. I didn't have to finance a fucking thing. Could I go out right now and buy a brand new fucking car? Sure. Easy peasy. Cash. Okay. Do I want to? No, because I know that it ain't fucking worth it to go out and buy a brand new fucking car. As soon as I drive the goddamn thing home, it's worth half of what it was on the lot. Why not just go out and buy a used car that's already worth half? You know, fuck that. Same thing with a house. Am I going to finance a house, mortgage it, pay all of hundreds of thousands of dollars on a house only to have the real estate market collapse and now my house and now be underwater in my house? Be backwards, upside down? Fuck that. Because some asshole, sold too many fucking shares of something or screwed up the real estate market. It's just a fucking scam. It's a fucking scam. If I'm gonna own property, I'm gonna own property that I don't care about its appreciation, its depreciation, and all that bullshit. I'm gonna own it because that's what I wanna own, not because I have to own it so that I look good at work or I look good to these people over here. My family's gonna see me like scum if I don't own my own home, right? Fuck you, you know? Yeah, I own my own home, own my own cars, own all my own shit. I paid for it. It's cash. I don't owe anybody anything for my fucking existence except for my month-to-month bills, you know? How many people out there can say that, you know? Month-to-month bills. Yeah, well, what are your month-to-month bills, right? Thousands and thousands because of the mortgages and the car payments and the tuitions and all this bullshit, you know? Or or not. I prefer not. I prefer not. Yeah, she's growing up. She didn't have to stay awake late last night to do homework for today because she's almost done with school again. Wow. So we're going to be doing the graduation at the end of this month. And then the next night, it's like Thursday graduation, Friday night, we're having a party. Uh, and one of our really good friends has lent us the Airbnb up the street for the night so we can have a big, yay, a big celebration, have my daughter's friends over, have a few family friends over, and do a thing. Um, yeah, none of my family are close enough, or I'm not close enough with my family to have them come to my daughter's graduation, any of my daughter's graduations. And that's just the way it is, right? I get bogged out of a lot of family stuff because I am the black sheep, uh, and probably not even a real member genetically of this family. So there's that. So I don't really ever expect to see uh, my side of the family at any of these functions. I really wanted, when my daughter graduated, I really tried to make it work so I could get some family out here. But then when I realized that, you know what, my side of the family just isn't as important to the other side of my family. So, uh, yeah, so there's that. So I just resigned to the fact that, you know what, I'm just going to live the rest of my life not trying to encourage my side of the family to be involved in my life. I mean, why change things now, right? I mean, they've done as much as possible to stay out of my life for most of my life, right? Why would I want to change things up now? You know, I thought that I needed that in my life. I thought I needed my family to be around me. And what I've come to realize is that my family is here with me, my wife and my daughter, my dogs. And I don't need any more than that. It'd be nice to have more than that, but I don't need it. You know, it's not a big deal. And I'm not going to die any less of a person because I don't have my brother or sister around. Not that I really feel like they were ever really my brother and sister. I always felt like I was an add-on, like I was an oops or an in-between thing. It's like, yeah, we've got our son, and where the fuck did he come from? Who the fuck? What happened? Oh, then there's our daughter, and that's kind of how I've always felt my entire life, especially when dealing with my siblings and my parents. But then again, also with my grandparents and my aunts and uncles, I always felt like everybody else knew something that I didn't, right? So there you go. And after examining many branches of the family tree and hearing my father um, talk about the uh, the things going on in our family behind the scenes, yeah, I don't. I totally believe that I'm not even, I'm like a half sibling to my brother and sister. That's what I think. I think I'm like a half sibling, and my father was never really my father, um, biologically. Which is why which is why I feel like that's the reason I got the attention that I got from him, the weird attention that I got from him, being taken with him to go do weird stuff, to be, to have to hold on to secrets about him, you know, that I can't tell the rest of the family, so that now I've got something, it's a weird relationship that I had with my father and my mother and my siblings and my aunts and uncles and grandparents. I mean, it was just a weird from beginning to, when my father passed away. And it wasn't until then and I started to hear these stories about who fucked who and who screwed over and who raped this person. I was like, oh, maybe these little stories that I heard when I was young were trying to warm me up to the idea that something screwy went on, right? So there's a documentary that I should You know, there's something that I should work on. A sequel to Hi, They Call Me Mike. You know, Hi, They Call Me Mike, but who am I really? Right? Because it's questionable. It's totally questionable to who the fuck I am. You know, who knows? Nobody really knows who they are. Yeah, well, how many people really actually know who their parents are then? I know that my daughter's parents are me and my wife because I know I was there. Right? I can't say the same for me and my parents. Like I can't because I wasn't really there. Right? So I don't know. And everything that I know about back then tells me that it's quite possible that one of them is not my parent and one of them is. And then if so, who's the other parent? Who? 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 Oh, that's my wife. She's getting up to go to work. She's gonna go off. Well, not to work. She's going off to help a friend. So she's getting out of here, which means drinking coffee and getting dressed and doing all that. So at some point, you may hear some noises and things of stuff going on in the house here. Hi, Bessie, big dog. And I can do this, which totally turns off the sound, right? And I don't know what that'll do to my live feed, of course, because sometimes it's it bugs everything out. Yeah. But yeah, who the hell am I? I don't know. I don't know. Sometimes I sit and I just wonder what the fuck is going on? Why couldn't someone have just told me a long time ago? And ultimately, does it really matter at this point? No. You know, I think at some point throughout my life, my parents tried to tell me in some strange way that I wasn't who I thought I was, right? With little stories and anecdotes about their past. But, dog, yeah, it just makes you wonder. It just makes you wonder. So, like I said, the missus is up and she's moving around. So at some point, I may just hit mute on there. I really don't want to end my show yet because I still have a few more things to work out. But I may mute this and go about some business here while while my wife is getting ready to leave. Yeah, silence. It is golden. Nowadays, it's more at a premium than actual gold. I mean, it's hard to find silence anymore. Usually, if it's real quiet and there's a lot of people around, they're all staring at their fucking phones. And then, of course, every once in a while, you hear some video screaming at you. That's fucking annoying. Once again, you go into a doctor's office or a dentist's office, and everybody has this little fucking device in front of their face. Every once in a while, I like to take a book with me to a doctor's or dentist's office and actual read. read actual paper stuff. I don't like touching magazines and stuff there. Hi, Oliver. How are you? Good morning. How's it going, little buddy? Squeaker. Squeaking. Okay, there's some squeaky noises. All right, people. I'm going to mute this thing for a few minutes. Have a little conversation with the missus. A little bit of privacy.
A little bit of privacy.
So if it's really, really quiet, just enjoy it. And just think, wow, silence is golden, yeah. Totally. I think I'm done drinking coffee. Totally. And then what am I going to do today? I think I'm going to create a checklist. I think that's going to be the first. The first thing I'm going to do today is create a checklist and then clean and organize the van. I'm not going to get together with Bush today. So at some point today or tomorrow, I may try to get out to the Giant Rock meeting room so I can meet up with Linus and take his tour and see what it is we can do to kind of help out the open mic night. And hopefully we'll work out a better sound situation and we'll work out a quieter area to do our show. Um, well, for Bush to do his show and for me to record it, basically. So, yeah, I'm going to go quiet here for a few minutes and I'll probably just sit here with you, but it will be quiet. So, shh. And I'm just going to write in here, I'm muted for morning conversation with the wife. There. And then I can do that. And then if anyone stops by and they don't hear anything, you know that I'm just muted because I'm just having some convo, you know? All right. So there's that. And then I'll just kind of hang out here with you and you'll see my lips moving, but you won't hear the squeak. But you won't hear me. Okay. So let's do that. Okay. I can start collecting my morning paper here. Morning paper! Morning paper! Woo-hoo! Coffee's about gone. I gotta get some more creamer. I hate that vanilla shit. It tastes like alcohol. It does. I don't like it. I just totally don't like it. So, yeah, okay, so I'm gonna mute this now. Okay, adios, people. I'll be back in a few minutes. Buddy, 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 buddy. Good night, Joey. Talk to you tomorrow, brother. I'm doing homework, people. She just quit bugging me. Well, howdy, people. I'm back. The missus is taken off for the day, and I'm just sitting here working on my checklist for going live mobile. Something that is definitely necessary to keep from having technical issues, or at least to ward off as many technical issues as possible. So, yeah, I am going to write this up on the PC here later and create a little checkbox checklist for the two laptops, the audio mixer, the video mixer, the cameras, and have a couple of pages of, did you do this? Did you do this? Did you do this? Good, we're ready to go. Let's do a live test. And then we'll get into a live test checklist. Is this working? Is this working? Did you test this? Um, so live test checklist list. And then when we get into this, it'll be stage, set, lighting, stage graphics, right? And what I might very well do is not only have some tube TVs on stage with some random crap playing through the screens, but also um, have an actual LED monitor uh, or LCD or whatever the fuck they call it. So we'll have an actual monitor up on the stage or near the stage, and I think we'll do graphics there. What I'd like to do is take one of the main cameras focused on the stage and have that split off and go to a monitor, right? So it's just boom, it's just that up there, and then maybe through that introduce graphics. I'm just spitballing here. I don't know how to do any of this stuff logistically yet, so I'm gonna have to figure that out. Um, so we'll do like a live stage monitor with graphics, and see if we can come up with something like that. All right. Um, and I'm probably looking at multiple computers, maybe another audio video mixer. Um, I was just sitting here thinking, why not take each one of my cameras and before they get to my mixer, split them and have them go into two mixers, right? Two live video mixers, right? With the same audio piped into each of them, just split off and piped in. So now we've got two outs. We've got two live outs. And if we can jump one into jump one into YouTube on my channel, and now we have the option of taking one of those and jumping it into someone else's channel live. So we can take, and I can just sit there and work two mixers with two, with the same set of cameras, the same set of graphics, everything is the same. It's just being split off into two mixers going out, because at this point, I don't know how to take it from there and split it off. I guess I could go into two computers from one mixer, right? Split the HDMI on the output, or split the USB on the output, and just have it go into two identical computers. Uh, but then again, I don't know. I don't know the once again the technical logistics of any of this. So, uh, that being said, that's kind of the direction I'm going in. I'm going to do my checklist and make sure that I can go live without a hit. And the same thing, dress the stage so that there's a little bit more going on. Um, one of my issues is getting out there early. I'm going to have to get out there before 5 o'clock. I'm just going to have to get out there before 5 o'clock. Of course, I need to get out there this week and talk to Linus about the whole, you know, production end of the open mic situation. Since they do a lot of live music there, they're set up to do a lot of live music. They've got their own really expensive PA system, and they've got more area than the little stage that we're working on. And it's not that we need a bigger piece of real estate. It's that we need a something that's out of the sun because we're working in the late afternoon sun, evening, and something that's a little quieter because we're battling with that highway. And having the sound go directly into their PA, come directly from their PA rather, and into my stuff is going to knock out a lot of that poor quality sound. But at the same time, we still got, you know, so we'll work on that this week. We'll do new sound this week, and I'll have a checklist. I'll be there early enough to run a live test, uh, and I think that's going to hopefully cure every issue that we're having for this next Monday night. So I'm real excited about that, and I'm real excited about having more energy, right? More energy. Um, and then we've got cameras 1 through 3 plus live monitor. So at some point, I would really like to be able to pipe what's going on my computer to a monitor at the show. So what I might do is I might just Bluetooth this laptop onto a monitor at the show. So they're watching what I'm doing on my computer here. Uh, and I wish I could go. What I wish I could do is make this here a full screen. Um, maybe even with the chats. Maybe even with the chats. Why not? Why not show them exactly what I see with the chats and then it'll be mixed, so they'll be seeing, how many people are watching, how long we've been live, but they'll also see what the people are saying if there's anybody chatting. So that'll be neat. And then I will be setting up a USB to graphics PC in the van. Okay. And possibly uh, the van and crowd. Okay. So what I'll do is I'll have the graphics computer, which I'll be able to feed graphics in separately as its own camera. So stuff will be its own screen, and I can do opening and closing stuff. And then I can feed in a couple of USB cameras into that computer, switch to those cameras, and then show what's going on in the van behind the scenes, or show the crowd looking from the back of the crowd to the stage, and give you another view there. So that'll be kind of neat. Now, if I can get to the point to where it's a regular thing to be there once a week or more, what I'll probably do is have everything in that live box that I need, save the computers, the mixers, and the expensive equipment, and just keep the monitor, which is part of that box now, and the cables and the harness and everything to hook up all of these things. If I can keep that box there, locked up and chained up in a corner somewhere, and I just wheel it out, wheel it over to where we're working, set up everything, and also um, be able to hook up my cameras via Wi-Fi nodes. I think that's going to cut down on all of the crap that I'm going to have to deal with in order to go live every week. If I can knock it down to an hour from the time I get there to the time I run or end my live test, right? If I can do that in an hour, I think I'll be hitting the mark, right? Show up, set up my cameras, open up the unit, plug everything in, get everything set up, run a live test, and then boom, we're going live with the show. Do the live show for 2, 3, 4 hours, however it's going along, and then be able to pack everything up quickly. I'm not doing a test, so it should be able to pack up and I should be able to leave in half the time. So I should be able to set up in an hour and break down in a half an hour, right? And breaking down will be putting most of the devices into a case and taking it out with me and taking it home with me and locking up the live box with cables, and the whole live unit there. I think the only cable that I really want coming out of that thing is a power cable, and uh, an internet cable, right? And I think if I can get it down to just that and get down to Wi-Fi nodes and stuff, I think that's going to help. And when I created this box, I knew that this live mobile box was going to be a prototype. I didn't know it was going to be so friggin' heavy. But I knew it was going to be a prototype for something to come later. And I like it that it fits in the van. If I keep it in the van permanently, I may pop the wheels off and spin it around so it's up against one side of the van behind the driver's seat, and then just pop the wheels off of an office chair and set it in there, right? And that might work for me better. And then have the couch set up so I can have people in there, and have the chair set up so that people can look in through the side door and see what's going on. But mainly to be able to move back and forth from the front into the back, and not have that big giant box in the way. Because right now it's strapped down right in the middle of my van. And that's kind of a bummer. So it looks like I've got a lot to do. I got a lot on my plate once again. Once again, my dance card is filled up. Um, I have the energy now. I don't feel exhausted like every day I wake up and within an hour or two of being awake, I just feel like going back to bed. And I don't feel like doing that now. I think, therefore, I will. Okay, well, I think this is pretty much most of the checklist. Of course, I'm going to do it on the computer, so it'll be easy to edit and update and change how I need to. Um, yeah. Um, so we've got cameras, we've got HDMI. Um, to video mixer, the Black Magic. Let's see, and then power. That's it. That's pretty much all that the computers or the cameras require. The out and the power. I wonder how much those little HDMI deals are. Well, you know what? Maybe it's Bush's service because I have the same issues where some places I'm getting it good, some place I ain't. Hmm. Okay, let's say wireless HDMI. Okay, so those are kind of expensive. HDMI transmitter and receiver, Amazon, $25. That looks like about the cheapest. It's about the cheapest. So let's see. I should probably get one and figure out a dongle, a Wi-Fi HDMI dongle, Amazon HDMI TV, $11. So I should probably get one that's middle of the road and Amazon. What is this? I don't know what it is. Display emulator. I don't think that's what I'm looking for. Okay, yeah. I just need a little transmitter receivers for my cameras. And then I need like I need something that's going to be different than each other. I can't get one and then buy another one and have it scramble with the other one, right? They have to have two separate signals. So I think I'll get one and see how it works. If that one works good, then I'll try the same thing and see if I can run them two together without them scrambling the signals. I don't know how any of this shit works. I'm just spitballing here. So there's that. So that's cool. Transmitter, receiver, yeah, 18. So we're looking, not too expensive. Not too bloody well expensive. So that's something that we can try. I don't need it to go a long distance. I mean, we're looking at 25, 30 feet, probably 50 feet max if we change venues, right? Pretty much close to the van or close to the live unit, depending on where that is parked. Okay, so that's something to look into for uh, future production value. I think the most that I can do to get a better production is to have a checklist. And so, in a few minutes, I'm going to sign off and have a little breakfast, put on a little music or TV, to have something in the background. And then, let's see. I'm going to get some more musical instruments together for the van so that when I go to the open mic, I can take more. This last time I took the drums again, and I took uh, an extra guitar and I took my daughter's keyboards. The drums got used again, and the both guitars got used. So this time I need to take the PV amp, right? And I may clean. I'm shedding here. I may clean up my other Ibanez acoustic electric and take it because we really need stuff that can plug in or at least be mic'd easily. So I'm going to clean up the ukulele and get it tuned and have it ready to take. I really haven't had a chance to work on my wife's mandolin, so that's going to be part of today. Is that mandolin for sure? And then as soon as I can get with one of these musicians, Dave or somebody else who knows mandolins, we can get it fine tuned and get it used and get some more sound going on. There was a part at the end of Monday's show where almost everybody that was there was up on stage. I wish the sound was working because it was really fun. It's a fun night. I'm not going to apologize or beat myself up over a simple mistake. But I want there to be more opportunity for different people and different musicians to get up and do different stuff. You know. And I really would like to get some furniture, get a bigger stage, and get some furniture up on there, right? And I'm talking full on props. I'm talking, let's get a stage set up every week that feels like a living room, okay? Uh, it feels like, somebody's basement, somebody's garage, somebody's, you know, musical hangout when they were young. Uh, so I'd like to get a couple of beanbag chairs or armless chairs so musicians could sit in and fiddle around and tune their guitars and whatever. Uh, like a spool, one of the wooden spools to use for a coffee table so we can have drinks and stuff. Things set there, a little bowl with picks and capos and tuners and stuff. Um, Somebody's pulling up outside. So I really want to have like a piece of carpet and a coffee table and this and that and things set up there so you can walk onto stage and feel comfortable enough to hang out there after you're done before you go on. Ask, get up and help me out, I hear you back there twanging on that thing. Get on up here, and make it feel like it's more of a gathering than a hey, look at me kind of a thing. But hey, let's hang out. Let's kind of like what's going on in the morning. Kind of like most of the videos that I do. I want it to feel like we're all just kind of hanging out. You know. And if that Monday night live open mic thing can even get a little bit of that kind of a feel, I think it's going to pay off. I think it's going to pay off in creating um, a mood, creating a space that anybody's going to show up and feel comfortable doing whatever they do. You know, I really want to get that Ryan back there and get him up on stage and hear what he can actually do. He's got to be better than he was the other night, the only time I saw him, right? So, I hope he comes back at some point. I prefer to make friends, not enemies. Uh, I was being as much of a douchebag that night as he was. So, tit for tat. But I really would like to get with the guy and talk about comedy and performing and stage presence and knowing your audience and being able to go in this direction and realize that's the wrong direction, be able to reroute over to this direction, and it doesn't take much practice, you know. It's just you got to be open. That's it. And I'm totally open. You know, yeah, we need comedy out there. We need poetry. We need music. We need, let's get somebody up there with a big easel and a big piece of paper that in 5 minutes they can just draw this huge fucking bitchin' ass piece of art, right? Why not? Set to music and have a couple of the musicians back there, building the suspense, whatever. Let's do some shit. This is an artsy fartsy area. There's all kinds of shit going on, way more than just music, right? So let's do something. Let's do something, Yeah. All right. I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna sign off, and I'm gonna get into some food, some TV, and some checklist. Thank you, Bush and Joey, and whoever else stopped by today. Thanks for the thumbs up. Um, I think that next week I'm gonna try to be into the swing of trying to get the Wednesday thing, old time radio thing back. I think that's the only thing that I want to continue and expand on is that. And I think we'll go back to just sitting and listening to the show together and then uploading a really cool video of the radio show itself for you to watch and listen to later. I think that's a better plan than trying to build up all of this hoopla around something that I don't even own copyright on, right? So let's do that. Let's go back to old time radio Wednesdays, but keep it simple. And let's get rid of all the idea of trying to make this morning show more than it should be. I think this morning show should be just this me sitting here for a couple of hours, unloading, talking about stuff, planning things, working out ideas, spitballing shit, uh, and then going on with the day. And then Wednesdays, we'll sit together middle of the week and we'll have kind of a hump day, listen to old radio shows and have something to talk about. But mainly, it's going to be middle of the week for me. And I really enjoy listening to the shows and creating the videos and stuff. So, granted, things may change between now and then. And between now and season 4 of this, things may change drastically. Um, but we'll just play it by ear because this is reality, baby. And you can't get realer than this show. I guess you could, but you'd have to poke yourself in the eyes to do it. All right, folks. Love y'all. See y'all again tomorrow. I'll see you in the past. Take it easy, weirdos. You've been great. Rolling Stones, baby. All right, you guys. I'll see you tomorrow. Take care. Peace, love, and bong hits.